happening, baby.
Everything's happening.
It's all happening.
All transmitters to full, all receivers to boost, with the mighty Iodine, one of the greatest of rock outfits to ever come out of Nashville. Kicking off this edition of It's All Happening, your audiophonic venture through the world we live in. Brought to you by your friends at Big Beef Productions and Strategic Air Command, where giving peace a chance is our profession. I'm Andy Valeri, the producer and the host of the program, thanking you for making this part of the soundtrack of your day. It's All Happening is engineered in full spectrum dominance for your listening pleasure. So make sure to stay tuned for the next hour as we amplify every moment with the sounds of musical friends and compatriots from the past and present as we provide some radio for the future. So if your radio's tuned here, your radio's tuned right, as Joe Strummer would say, broadcasting what needs to be cast. So let's get to broadcasting far and wide with this wonderful ode to celebrating the beauty of the moments experienced in a new home and a new world. This fine old friend of mine, an Ohio expat out on the left coast these days, making reality come true through music. This is Todd Weidner and the city of San Jose.
I was incommunicado for a while. If the last 12 months have taught you anything, it's the talking's not my style. But I want to send a quick top of the morning from the bottom of the bay, where pelicans and planes fly lazy circles round the city of San Jose. I've spent so many years picking fights and drinking wisdom from the fountain. Imagine my surprise, the ocean didn't care, and neither did the mountains. So I shut my mouth and I shut my eyes, step back and let the wasteland have its say. While pelicans and planes flew lazy circles round the city of San Jose. The wall, waiting for epiphanies and brainstorms. You can stand outside and drown yourself in the rage and retribution of a rainstorm. Now me, I'm gonna go and see my friends. We'll sit and wish the day away. Watching pelicans and planes fly lazy circles round the city of San Jose. Watch those pelicans and planes fly lazy circles round the city of San Jose. City of San Jose.
People of different nationalities, of different walks of life, were all converging in the same place and coming together. And they boarded this freight train, all of them together, Hondurans, Guatemalans, Salvadorans, in this multinational group. And together they followed one another as unchoreographed but collective, and thereby participating in the work of history, reshaping the nation state. So you have people that are on the margins of history books that nevertheless are participating in the great movement and moment of our time in their very act of survival.
Every moment has an answer. You won't ask. All the hints you drop elude me.
Prophets call for justice in an unjust world. What they demand is not radical. On the political spectrum, it is conservative. The restoration of the rule of law. It is simple and basic. It should not, in a functioning democracy, be incendiary. But living in truth in a despotic system is the supreme act of defiance, and this truth terrifies those in power.
I mean, are we just like bored, spoiled children who've just been lying in the bathtub all day, just playing with their plastic duck, and now they're just thinking, well, what can I do?
This is an old Phil Collins song for Todd.
Sergeant, there's a change in the weather. There's a change in my heartbeat, and I miss my home. Sergeant, I can't seem to swallow. I can't seem to think straight. I think I wanna go home. But I'm accepting what matters, climbing my ladders, feeling uneasy. I took my past for a walk last night. We found so many things, so many embarrassments, so many dreams. And it's a wonder that we even bothered coming back at all. And it seems so pointless that I'm here in the mud, digging up your bones, as if it were my job. As if it were my home. Forever stall, going down, knees locked, all fall down. Knees locked, all fall down.
Empires are fragile constructions. Their power is as much one of perception as of military strength. The virtues they claim to uphold and defend, usually in the name of their superior civilization, are a mask for pillage, corruption, lies, the exploitation of cheap labor, indiscriminate violence against innocents, and state terror. The current American empire, damaged and humiliated by the troves of internal documents published by WikiLeaks, will, for this reason, persecute Julian for the rest of his life. It does not matter who is president or which political party is in power. Imperialists speak with one despotic voice.
That's the girl of the hour by the water towers watch. If your friends took a fall, are you obligated to follow? Time try to refuse, will they judge your worth by the hour? Time after time after time. Time after time after time. If you're tired and you try, you can find me in my room and stay if you want. The third time you can lose. Time after time after time. Time after time after. That's the girl with the hour by the water towers watch going by. You want, but you turn out the lights. Time after time after time. Time after time after time. Time after time after time. Time after time after.
You're listening to It's All Happening. Stay tuned, as we'll be back with much more in just a moment.
At a certain moment, a doctor will determine that my brain has ceased to function.
Tape loop keeps on turning round forever. Patience, love is coming round for your pleasure. Wait now, no use trying to push. There's no need. People go against the grain with their greed. I've been here before. It ain't gonna work no more. I've been here before. It ain't gonna work no more. Focus, your mind will be strong. No distractions. Soak up wisdom all year long, and then take action. I've been here before. It ain't gonna work no more. I've been here before. It ain't gonna work no more.
AI is just another front for the larger war that exists between workers fighting for their rights and organizations that are employing people. And I think that's kind of where getting past the marketing cloak, the sort of quote-unquote magic that these tools appear to have, and going right at the heart of like who's making these decisions. It's always the same.
I've been here before. It ain't gonna work no more. I've been here before. It ain't gonna work no more. I've been here before. It ain't gonna work no more. I've been here before. It ain't gonna work no more.
When Joseph Weizenbaum witnessed the hype around his monumental creation, he saw a frightening truth. It showed him how easily people misunderstand technology, and how that leads us to make decisions about it that are misguided and often wrong. Weizenbaum spent the rest of his career writing about the dangers of the very technology he helped create. He believed that no matter how smart our algorithms get, there are some things that ought to be attempted only by humans.
To be able to understand the feeling someone else is having and then reflect that back is very powerful. It's like the essence of being human and alive.
We get so wrapped up in numbers in our society, and the most important thing is that we're able to be one-to-one, you and I, with each other at the moment. If we can be present to the moment with the person that we happen to be with at the moment, that's what's important.
need is a new language, a language of the heart. Languages in the Polish forest where language wasn't needed. Some kind of language between people that is a new kind of poetry. That's the poetry of the dancing bee that tells us where the honey is. And I think that in order to create that language, you're going to have to learn how you can go through a looking glass into another kind of perception where you have that sense of being united to all things, and suddenly you understand everything.
Without the ability to manipulate the public at mass scale, our rulers cannot rule. Once people are no longer buying into power-serving narratives, we will gain the ability to begin working toward the creation of a truth-based society that works for everyone. But this will never happen as long as we are being successfully manipulated into believing this model for human civilizations is acceptable and serves our interests. The very first step is unjacking our brains from the propaganda matrix.
That artists do feel really moved to say something, but they feel afraid also. And for a lot of artists, they don't have a community that kind of allows them to feel validated in what they want to say. And I do have that community because I've been like organizing already. So I have a group of organizers and thinkers and like political activists who I really trust.
Use any and all media and forums you find to be effective. Everything you do on this front makes a difference, and don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. The propaganda machine is the linchpin of their power. It's what holds the empire together.
Every day, ordinary people teach us that democracy is free speech and dissent. For once, we the people stop speaking out and stop dissenting. Once we are distracted or pacified, once we turn away from each other, we are no longer free. For true democracy is the sum of our resistance. If you don't speak up, if you give up what is uniquely yours as a human being, if you surrender your consciousness, your independence, your sense of what is right and what is wrong, in other words, perhaps without knowing it, you become passive and controlled, unable to defend yourselves and those you love.
But no, we need to be doing so much more. And it's happening right now. It hasn't finished, it's going to happen tomorrow. There are people dying every single moment. And we have a right we have a duty as journalists, as anyone with a platform or a skill or a talent, any way to kind of express and communicate, even if it be on your Facebook page or TikTok or Twitter, to keep this alive. And to just keep coming back to the basic foundational problem of dehumanization. It's always a disaster, it's never right. Whether your media is rationalizing it, whether your government is telling you it's okay. No, this is a huge moral test for each one of us.
You know, I believe we're vehicles for information that when it's ready to come through, it comes through. And the people who have good antennas pick up the signal. But I'm sure you've had an experience in your life where you've had an idea for something and you've not acted on it, and eventually someone else does it. And it's not because they're doing it because you had the idea and they stole your idea. It's because the time has come for that idea. And if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it.
It's being broadcast by whatever the source is.
Whatever the source is. I think we all have our own antenna for whatever it is that we, maybe not everyone has tuned into their antenna to see what it is that their strength in bringing through is.
Davey.
Everyone on Twitter tweets about everything every day. Every single day. But everything. Like something happens, some like stupid story happens, and everyone talks about it. And then everyone talks about the next thing. Everyone's talking about everything all of the time. It's absolutely insane.
Doing their version of the Booker T and the MG's classic, Time is Tight, which it is. So here's to keeping the moments flowing with more music and insight here on this edition of It's All Happening, your soundtrack for our interesting and tight times. That soundtrack today has included a host of musical moments from everything from Morcheeba to R.E.M. to the Doobie Brothers. Our earlier set featured some grade A Dayton, Ohio bred goodness, including the new one from my good friend Nick Kizirnis, the title track to his Every Moment. That new release also features some great guitar work from Todd Weidner, who we also heard from earlier as well, along with a rare recording of a performance by our mutual friend and my dear late great friend, Gregg Spence. That from a musicians co-op performance at Canal Street Tavern, the legendary music venue in Dayton, Ohio, that was run by Mick Montgomery, and that hosted way more than its share of profound musical moments over the years. To learn more about that, and along with more information about the music and information you're hearing on this program, as well as being able to listen to previous episodes, please visit our website at bigbeef.com. You're invited to sign up for the emailing list there as well. And don't forget to like and follow It's All Happening on Facebook and Instagram. There's much more to come, so keep it tuned in here every moment for more.
It's all happening.
What is that? A marsupial?
All right, Andy, here's a couple of takes.
Swing. Swing, babe.
What is that?
This is the true Murray the K.
Everything is happening. Be swinging.
It's all happening.
It's all happening.
Power is controlling what happens. Real power is controlling what people think about what happens.
But I'm the decider, and I decide what is best. Our program is Cultural Revolution through a total assault on the culture, which makes use of every tool, every energy, every media we can get our collective hands on. For the first time in America, there is a generation of visionary, maniac, white mother, country, dope fiend, rock and roll freaks who are ready to get down and kick out the jams, all the jams.
It's all happening.
I can no longer sit back and allow communist infiltration, communist indoctrination, communist subversion, and the international communist conspiracy to sap and impurify all of our precious bodily fluids.
Because we got people's reputations at stake.
As the population slowly becomes crazier and crazier, some folks find it easier and safer to place their order in the security of their own private vehicle.
It was the late, great Cincinnati Reds manager Sparky Anderson who said, "I've got my faults, but living in the past is not one of them. There's no future in it."
What is happening? It's all happening.
I don't like it.
You've got more negative waves. Have a little faith, baby. Have a little faith.
We have to get back to the ferrets. The only hope.
Still don't know anything about what you're talking. I have no clue what you're trying to get over, what you're trying to convey. I'm lost.
Just find the secret zipper and pull out the flag blanket. Then wrap yourself in the red, white, and blue for comfort and warmth.
It's all happening.
God bless America, and God bless Trumpy Bear.
Hey, you guys come and catch my act sometime. I think yours.
Hi there, I'm Tessa. I am a mental health support chatbot here to help you feel better.
Band on the run. Band on the run.
It's time for today's edition of Band on the Run, a feature segment of the program that spotlights music that has, at some point in time or for one reason or another, been publicly banned by the powers that claim to be, usually by declaring any airplay of the material verboten and purging it from radio playlists as well as occasionally store shelves. Today's edition highlights a rather unusual and unexpected number in that it was a major hit written by the acclaimed songwriting duo of Jerry Goffin and Carole King, and performed by none other than the Shirelles, the first black girl group to hit #1 in the U.S. music charts. This song, in spite of being a major hit, or maybe because of it, who knows, possibly because of the race and sex of the people performing it, was banned from any airplay by scores of radio stations throughout the nation, simply for having the temerity of merely suggesting a one-night stand within a sexual relationship. As we know, this is hardly the first time an acknowledgement of some basic reality, one that the self-appointed guardians of the prevailing doctrines of what are considered appropriate and allowable within our mediated culture have had deleted from being expressed over the radio in such a manner. The song also broke new ground by portraying women as more than just objects of desire. So here it is, amplified in all of its pop glory. The Shirelles asking, "Will you still love me tomorrow?"
But will you love me?
The country, whether you're on the left or the right, knows that there's a soullessness at the center of how we're operating. There's a lack of ethics. I mean, look at what's happening in this country. I don't care what your politics are. Something's wrong at the heart of things.
Yet there's still this appeal that we've kept through our lives. Love will tear us apart again. Love will tear us apart. Exposed, get a taste in my mouth as desperation takes hold. Is it something so good just can't function no more? When love will tear us apart again. Love will tear us apart again.
To change itself. But throughout history, those who have changed the world in progressive, radical, or even revolutionary ways did not have any more money, power, courage, intelligence, or creativity than anyone watching tonight. The world's changed by average, everyday, ordinary people who have had enough and are willing to stand up for a country and a planet that is more humane, peaceful, and just.
As far as we know, we only get one chance at life. And there's far more joy to be had in expressing our love for one another and our love for the Mother Earth than there is for expressing our hatred for one another and destroying planet Earth. So that's all that. When I wrote Dark Side of the Moon, I wasn't quite as clear as I am now about what it was about. That is what it's about. And that is the question that is facing us all every minute of every day right now.
You've been listening to It's All Happening, your weekly sonic venture into our world through music. I'm Andy Valeri, your producer and host, thanking you for tuning in and making It's All Happening part of the soundtrack of your day. For more information on the program, including complete playlists and how to listen to previous episodes, please visit our website at www.bigbeef.com. You can sign up for our mailing list as well for updates on new shows and exclusive material about them. You can also contact us directly by email at radio@bigbeef.com. As we near the conclusion of this audiophonic odyssey, I want to personally thank you for taking these moments out of your day to listen in and help amplify these hopefully liberating grooves of music. And thank you to all the community-oriented radio stations who broadcast It's All Happening over our public airwaves. Until next time, here's to experiencing more peace of both the inner and outer varieties, more solace and strength within the moments of our lives as we're swept along this river of existence, one where
It's all happening. happening?
The preceding program has been a presentation of Strategic Air Command, a proud subsidiary of Big Beef Productions.